All right, y'all. We're back.
I know.
Part 2 of the week 1 post-week episode. There's this new thing going on, man. Teams are just pulling quarterbacks mid-drive, switching up quarterbacks. We'll call it the old quarterback switcheroo.
The old 9 of hearts.
Got Justin Fields in Chicago coming in for certain plays. Trey Lance in San Francisco. The Raiders pulled one with Mariota last night. What do you guys think about all this? Just the fact that, any given play, your starting quarterback can come out and this young guy will come in to either run the ball or fake a run to throw it. Jimmy, what do you think?
Well, I think that for one, Kaepernick was in the league at the wrong goddamn time, man, because if he was the originator, dude. If we go back, the best guy you can go back to think that played this role the best was Harbaugh when he had Alex Smith and fucking was running it with Kaepernick, man. I remember playing the Rams and he would come in and he also ran it with Brad, help me out. He was number one. He played quarterback for them, like Troy Smith or something. He might have gone to Oregon
Ohio State, I believe.
Ohio State. And he would do the same thing with the Niners with Harbaugh before they got Kaepernick, man. And it was a pain in the ass. But dude, I don't like the Justin Fields one or whatever. That is, if you're gonna, dude, you look around the league and you see kids like last year, like Herbert starting that went to, and you see Ertz or whatever, not Ertz, but the fucking Wentz, and he went to North Dakota, started as dude, it's not, these rookies should be, if you got that dude playing, what are you doing wasting games away, losing games when you could be out there trying to win them, man? I thought that was a terrible choice. Now, maybe given the situation, it can work, and we've seen the Saints use it somewhat effectively with Taysom Hill and shit, but I don't know, dude. I think in the Bears situation, the fact that Andy Dalton's on the field when you have that kid in there, he's played against Ohio State. He's played against all the good teams, man. It's not like he hasn't been tested. It's not some little bitch out there, dude. You're gonna put out Andy Dalton.
Yeah, going off that, I have faith in Kyle Shanahan pulling it off in San Francisco with Garoppolo and Trey Lance. I have faith in Shanahan figuring it out a way to make it work. But with what Matt Nagy's doing, I just start Justin Fields, man. Andy Dalton isn't the same caliber of thrower as Jimmy Garoppolo is.
And it gives confidence to neither one.
I think it's situational. I think it will work with Trey Lance. I don't think it's going to work the way they're doing it with Justin Fields. I think just throw that dude in there. The Bears offense needs that spark to get it going. The 49ers offense is good enough where you can operate it as normal. And if you need a little jolt, then you bring Trey Lance in. Yeah. But the Bears got nothing going for them on the regular. So when you throw Justin Fields in there, it's most likely going to be in a spot where it's trouble for him. Just let him deal with the trouble all the time, then try to just stick him in here and there and make it work. Brad, what do you think about all this? It's madness.
Bullshit.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
With the way everything the NFL is going is becoming more multiple. I like it.
More like college.
Yeah.
Every year more.
Some teams are going to run it better than others. I think Nagy doesn't really have a reason or a rhyme to what he's doing, so he comes off looking like a fucking idiot. Dalton goes. Dalton completed a bunch of passes, but it was like for 206 yards and a pick. Fields comes in, completes 2 as the rushing touchdown. You look at some of the other rookies like Trevor Lawrence. He had a rough first week, but he also
played him.
He also goes for over 300 and 3 touchdowns.
And
Mac Jones goes for 281 and a touchdown.
Stupid.
Dude, Zach Wilson looked like shit in the first half against the Panthers, and then all of a sudden in the third quarter it clicked. The last 16 minutes, throws 2 touchdowns and gives them a chance. You even look at the rookie receivers like Jamar Chase goes for 100 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Smith and Waddle both had
the rookie receivers were all very good.
Everybody's in this old mindset still of like, oh, they come in and then they don't know how to read a defense or they don't know how to, stuff's progressed in college to the point they come in NFL ready a lot more than they've ever been.
Yeah.
Especially when you go to Ohio State, man. That's where it's like, dude, you got to trust. That's where they got him, right?
Any Power 5.
Did they trade up to get him, or was he just –
He fell to the Bears, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. They might have traded up like a couple picks. with the Giants, maybe, or somebody like that. I don't remember exactly how the draft went down. But the other thing, and Brad, you might have more of a clue on this because you played football at a higher level than Jimmy and I ever did. But the
flag,
how much harder do you think it makes it for defenses? Like, you're a middle linebacker and you get the play call from your D coordinator, and let's use San Francisco as an example. You're the middle linebacker, and the coordinator calls the play in. You relay it to your defense, and then holy shit, it's not Garoppolo. Trey Lance is in, and this call doesn't necessarily fit the formation they're in with Trey Lance. That it basically becomes a scramble on defense to figure out what the hell to do.
It's a nightmare for a defensive coach, because it comes down to those defensive coaches putting you in the right personnel to stop them. So that means somebody has to catch every single time he's going on the field. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of eyes on a quarterback, but with more single digit numbers out there, it is a little tough. And, if you're out there in, let's say, like a, first down run defensive package and Trey Lance is out there, you're probably panicking a little with the lack of speed you have on the field. I feel like everything's so hyper, matchup based in the NFL now. It just can create major issues.
And it creates like a quicker decision to be made between, the linebackers and the D end, who's going to take the running back on the option, who's going to take the quarterback. What are you going to do? You got to make that decision very fast, especially when they're rotating in and out like that,
Right.
And like he said too, man, I don't know about you guys, but it was a little different on Sunday for the first time watching games, and you've seen single digit numbers like all over as receivers. And like it was,
I'm not used to it.
Yeah, man. It was like, who is that? Oh, fuck. I know who that is, but like, I didn't recognize that.
Right.
So just like a human would do. I mean, got to think coordinators are in that same boat. So maybe offensive coordinators knew going in, like, dude, we're going to fuck with their mind. Like what Belichick did when he let linemen come in as eligible receivers or whatever against the Ravens, and then they would just line up and they would guard them.
Yeah, it was basically like breaking the rules, but it was within the rule book. It was a weird thing. It pissed Harbaugh off.
But it's like you see an 80 or whoever coming out, you're like, I'm gonna guard him even if he's ineligible, like, because I just see 24 on the field.
It's just muscle memory, right?
Yeah, like, because I think Belichick was having like running backs line up at like tackle or whatever, and they would just like then go out whatever, and man. But that's So I think when you, like Brad said, when you see those numbers run onto the field, instinctively you're like, oh, you don't. And once they mix it up and there's a 5 coming out at or whatever it is at receiver, that was different on Sunday, definitely.
One more thing I wanted to touch on, it was specifically on the Saints. Taysom Hill didn't seem to be used that often. He had 2 rushes for 1 yard, 1 pass. He completed for 3 yards. So I was surprised that Jameis, got that much control of the offense. It wasn't very different from what Drew Brees had last year.
That doesn't.
But I would expect Peyton to pull some crazy shit later on where they're both, because they were both on the field a few times on Sunday.
Yeah.
But where Jameis like throws it backwards to Taysom Hill, and then Taysom Hill fucking flings it across the field to some receiver that runs wide open. Like Sean Payton's going to figure out how to screw somebody on a trick play.
Well, having 2
quarterbacks on the field.
Yeah, and in that game though too, like he wasn't gonna he's not gonna throw, he's not gonna show anything he doesn't have to show. Yeah. So he was just out there letting Jameis get some confidence, I think, built and doing it in, against Green Bay.
Jameis is always confident. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, once he got his eyes fixed, it's been good.
Yeah, 30-30.
Yeah, I think it's telling too. I know Taysom Hill in the offseason, he slimmed down big time because they took him off all the special teams. He, instead of like building himself to be a running back, basically
he wanted the winning.
He kind of made him. He kind of built his body into a quarterback.
Poor moron.
So now he's like 210 pounds.
He's skinny strong.
The beating.
He's skinny strong.
Yeah, he's skinny strong, but
he's skinny tall. He's skinny strong.
All those
Carolina know all about that skinny strong.
all those catches and slot runs that he had last year. He's not built for that anymore. He's really just a backup quarterback.
He's about one of those away from getting his hip bone dislocated out of his
especially lighter like he is. Yeah.
I never really liked the Taysom Hill deal because he fumbles a lot. He's not. I don't think it ever paid off for the Saints. I really
think wouldn't you think Brett Favre? Wouldn't you think Brett Favre with Sean Payton as his quarterback would be a good? That'd be a good pair, right?
I think they might have connections.
They did back to when he was in Green Bay.
They were.
But Jameis is kind of that same boat, man. And if he can just kill it, dude, then
just tell Jameis to watch some Brett Favre film.
I don't think
Jameis has this. I don't think Jameis has the same arm.
No, but I'm saying
it's the same mentality,
mindset of go out there and throw it. So
yeah,
if he could coach it out of Jameis, he could have coached it out of Brett.
Yeah, It's hard to tell a dude as prominent as Brett Favre what to do because even
if he would ever do it.
We've heard the Gruden stories about that. You can't really tell a dude that's as good as Brett Favre what to do.
Guy bought me a screen.
He's just he's like my arm's good enough that I can do things that nobody else can. So fuck off.
Yeah, they were that one. Yeah, they had a great documentary on or whatever it was on SportsCenter.
The QB camp with Brett Favre and Gruden is a great watch.
One of the best. Yeah,
100%. All right, so let's stop there on the QB switcheroos. Let's all have a personal take on kind of our biggest screw job of the weekend. What pissed you off? What bet did you lose? What screwed you in fantasy the most on Sunday? Brad, other than the Ravens loss, what pissed you off more than anything first week of football?
A lot. My whole receiving core.
Yeah. Give us the rundown. Give us a few of the receivers that let you down.
Well, Fitz got hurt. So you got Terry Mack didn't do shit. Justin Jefferson didn't do a thing. Devontae Adams didn't do anything.
Which was very surprising. Yeah.
Yeah. It's never happened to me, but outside of my quarterback, my entire bench outscored my entire starting lineup.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I had two receivers, two running backs, and a tight end that all scored more than my starters.
Wow.
So I got it right on the flex, at least, in the quarterback.
All right. But you have a deep team. Your team's deep. That's the right side. You got a deep bench.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Jimmy, how about you, man?
The biggest fuck up, man. I mean, if the Cleveland Browns, they will finish at the end of the year, but they couldn't. That sucked. But I'm just gonna go with the Brown, personal here, and we kicked the Giants' ass. We should have, and we should have, and I believe it could have been worse. I hate giving up touchdowns in the last play of the game, and we did that, so that's just annoying. But also having Judy, as you brought up earlier, get hurt, that was kind of a blow. And then we had a couple of fumbles too. We put it on the ground, like
one time inside the 10.
Yeah, a couple of times close, man. And so it was shit like that. But straight up overall, biggest letdown of the week, man. It was the first week of the NFL season, and it was just so enjoyable, man. It's the Broncos got a dub, which is just awesome, but we're not a great football team. I know it. So it was just fun to kick back and watch fucking NFL with fans in the stands. So
I like the Broncos roster a great deal. I'm actually the one thing I'm curious to ask you, because I didn't see that game other than when Red Zone cut to it.
Yeah, no, I watched
Javonte Williams, the rookie running back. I know Gordon had a long run, but just in general, how did the rookie running back
look? Was more, I thought Williams, he got he looked good, Matt. I really in fantasy, he's projected in a standard league right now. I think 9 this week, 9.5, right around there.
So 50-50 split. Kind of with him and Gordon
the whole
right
time.
now.
And the only thing Gordon did was that long run, dude. The whole game, I was actually shocked when I would look up and be like, damn, it's him again, dude. It's not Gordon. So I was high on that. Again, it sucked Judy, but I have Sutton in the league, so I think that'll help out. And Noah Fan also looked Bridgewater, man, no turnovers. That's the first game Vic Fangio's won in September since 2019, man.
Yep.
So
they're in a tough division, man. That's where it's going to be rough.
Yeah,
it's just going to be
but
really tough.
We have one of the tougher defenses defenses in that division. I think. I put.
Well, and you played without Chubb in that one too.
Exactly, and Von Miller had 2 sacks, man.
And we
you
saw
worry
what
about
Chandler
him coming
Jones
off injury
with
and
his counterpart.
Yeah,
exactly, man. And they haven't been there yet either. So yeah.
Every one of those divisional games in the AFC West is just going to be a banger. Like, there's not a matchup that's not great. Yeah, bangers, baby. Shout out to Seahawks.
The one thing I was going to say about the Broncos, though, because I rode with them as my pick'em, was I think Javante's the clear
number 1,
like early down back almost.
Yeah, like I would say number 1 or first and second down at least.
Like if you take out Melvin's 70-yard run, he would have had 10 carries for 30 yards.
Dude, that's what it was, man.
But
it sounds like Melvin Gordon.
He's definitely the pass.
He just hit that one that it's like if you're playing someone annoying, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, Brad, but it's like it got me excited because it's you play that guy, that douchebag that played Melvin Gordon just because he doesn't know shit. And then he gets that touchdown at the end because it wasn't his game, man. It wasn't. It was the Broncos defense. And
I think they
Williams
both
getting the boatload of the carry.
Yeah.
Like just the
and then Judy had a great game. It looks like too until he got hurt.
Down to Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater looked comfortable as fuck in the pocket, and it was just 8-yard pass. Because I mean, really, both the running backs didn't have a ton of success outside of that big run. You know, it was 3-4 yards a pop.
It was not big, but it was just.
I think you could have 2 fantasy viable running backs, at least in a PPR league.
All right.
You know, I think.
All right. Yeah. And that's good Broncos talk. We'll make sure to do that every week just to keep Jimmy interested.
I love it, but I'll tune in every week if that's okay.
We could have put this in overreactions, but let's all give our takes on Aaron Rodgers and how this season's going to play out in Green Bay. It looked absolutely disgraceful week 1. I know where I stand on this. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to overreact. I think Aaron Rodgers is too damn good, too damn smart. This is one game. The Packers are going to win this division. Everybody else in the division lost as well. So what do they got to worry about? They lost a non-divisional game on the road. They're going to be fine, dude. Aaron Rodgers is too good, too smart. They're going to figure it out. That team is going to end up winning 12 games. So somebody tell me I'm wrong. Jump in.
Yeah, I can't because my thing was just going to be relax, like he said a couple of years ago. Yeah. But if I'm going to play devil's advocate, the Bears, if they fucking stop, like we said, with the damn 3 quarterback deal, you know what I mean? If they got Fields going, they have a talented roster, dude. They're not terrible. Their defense is
good enough. They're not as good as they're not as good as we had expect because it's the Bears, and a couple of years ago their defense was great. I don't think they're that anymore.
Okay, right. All right, I got and that's when they had, I think, Fangio, or he had at least put that together at that point.
Since Fangio left, they actually have not been quite as good.
I can see that. But it's so that'd be the only one. I want them to play Fields, man, but like you said, it's just to be, as a football fan, if we're talking about this, it sucks, man. You don't want to see a organization just saying fuck you to a player, or a player kind of like not mailing it in. I don't think he mailed it in. I really don't. People have been saying that. I really don't believe Aaron Rodgers is gonna. I always think of Aaron Rodgers a lot.
No, dude, dudes like that, man.
Yeah,
he does. It's not that he doesn't give a fuck,
man. It's like I always think of him like Adam Wainwright, kind of like he's like the low, like the hero of like the small market kind of team, and he's not out there just fucking around, man. So I as a football fan, it sucks to just see him not playing at his best, man. It was weird.
If he didn't want to go try to win a Super Bowl, he wouldn't have came back and played, dude.
Yeah,
right.
It just sucks.
I mean, he's a killer, man, and he's the shit. He's my favorite quarterback to watch. Him and Patrick Mahomes right now.
That's what I mean. So as a football fan,
really, I love Rodgers more than even Mahomes in some aspects because some of the ways he outsmarts people at the line of scrimmage before the play, getting people to jump off sides, quick snapping it and just flinging it to Devontae for a quick 15-yard gain when the defense isn't set and ready. Like,
dude, the fucking
Mahomes is more impressive after the snap, but Rodgers before the snap is. I mean, I put him above Tom Brady. I honestly would. Some of the shit.
I think even if Rodgers gets right, which I think in a few weeks Rodgers will get right, the Packers aren't good enough. You just got torched by Jameis and a Saints wide receiver core that are a bunch of no fucking names.
But they got decent players on defense. It's the I question
but
who
good
the coach is on defense.
Rodgers and Devontae. I mean, they totally destroyed the running game.
No, I was more talking about the Green Bay defensive coaches because they got good players on defense. And
I feel like those defenses should be similar.
For who they had to defend, the receivers and the tight ends on the Saints. The defensive coordinator of the Packers is escaping me, but I believe they hired him this year, and he's never finished with better than like a 29th ranked defense.
Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck are you doing there, man?
I mean, it'll probably be great for fantasy for Devontae and Rodgers by the end, but I don't think that defense is going to stop anybody.
Their defense was pretty damn good last year. Joe Barry,
I don't understand why they would have moved on.
That was Gramsci with the update.
I don't know why.
Thank you, Gramsci.
I thought their defense overperformed kind of last year, but could be wrong.
Yeah, because we don't really have. I don't think any of us. We like to watch Aaron Rodgers win and play. Like, football's better when that team is playing in the playoffs. I don't want to watch the Lions with Jared Goff make it in there somehow. Justin Fields would be interesting. But yeah, I think it was weird, man. Sunday was weird watching the Packers play like that. I think we can all kind of agree on that because that was just fucking odd.
Yeah, so this fucking Joe Barry, Packers defensive coordinator, he's in my shithouse of the week because he is the new D coordinator this year. But he hasn't. I don't think he did anything to earn it. I don't know how this dude got the job. Like, go get anybody, dude. Go get somebody's defensive back coach from Denver or from somebody that did well last year. Not somebody who's had better than a 29th ranked defense.
Go get somebody from New England. Yeah, the Packers. It's just a shame, man, because again, they have they have one of the best quarterbacks ever, and he's going to probably end up with one Super Bowl. And that's kind of crazy, man.
Yeah. Again, I think
Packers, that's for sure. Wait till he gets to Denver.
I think it's terrible to write him off this soon, though, because I think Rodgers is. I mean, that division, the Packers are going to win the NFC North. They're going to be there in the playoffs.
They will, dude.
Rodgers can get anybody in a playoff game.
Yeah.
He came close to it last year, and it just they came around too late on the Bucks.
Yeah. I think you guys could have had a shot though to win. So I'm glad you guys made it. You guys had the better defense, man.
We had the better chance to beat the Chiefs.
The Chiefs
is what you're saying. Yeah. I'd agree with that. I think the Packers would have beat them too, the way the Chiefs ended up shaping out.
On a side note, fellas, now I'll just take a second to announce this. Cheers.
Cheers.
And cheers to the late, great Norm Macdonald. He passed away the day that we're recording this podcast.
Also a known gambler.
Yep. And yes, exactly. Yes, happily.
Degenerate of such.
One of the best, man. One of the best. So I think, I wanted to
got to give our respect.
Shout out, man.
I'll take a big chug for the dude.
Yeah, that dude was funny, man. It's a shame. And he battled cancer and nobody even knew it. So that takes a lot of balls to
9 years, they said. It's like, wow.
He had been fighting it for 9 years.
Yeah, I read something that could have been, but misquoted. But Seth Rogen said he was his favorite comedian, that he would try when he went on a late night show just to mimic what he had done. He said he had studied it every night when he would go to bed. He just had recordings of Norm on late night shows. And then somebody else said that Norm didn't want to tell anyone about his cancer or whatever, his diagnosis, because he didn't want to go to a show and get laughs just because.
Sympathy laughs, whatever.
He didn't want people paying to see the show,
like a farewell tour.
Be like, hey, we're paying to see you because we might not get to do it again.
Yeah,
something like that.
I've seen so many people pay respects to Norm Macdonald, and it just seems like he's that type of guy. He's a comedian's comedian. All the funny dudes love him.
Geraldo type.
He doesn't necessarily have the fame, but all the dudes in that world love the guy.
Get it.
So he's just that dude.
It's a shame you go down his whatever page, that douchebags are gonna do that don't know the guy, they're like, oh, he had all these shitty TV shows on Fox, and it's like, yeah, but it wasn't. He was on Saturday Night Live, man. He was. People just wanted to try anything they could with him, so they wrote shitty stuff for him. But when he wrote his own stuff, the guy was one of the best roasters and anything like that of all time. So
yeah, I appreciate you getting that in there, Jimmy, because we talked about it off the air a little bit before, but
yeah, and we've talked for years about Norm Macdonald, man. He's been one of my comedic, one of my favorites. So.
Yeah.
Cheers to Norm. All
right. And cheers one more time to Norm. Yeah. He's in a ton of stuff, and it's just like, he never, it's not that he was a star in anything. He was just always around and always being his funny ass self.
Right.
Frank and there's no real
Billy
complicated
Madison.
way to say
dude,
it.
I put so on Facebook, and I don't want to derail this too much. I'll make it quick. But like on Facebook, there was a thing like rest in peace Norm Macdonald on like Artie's or on Billy Adam Sandler page or Billy Madison page, and it was like him and Sandler sitting there when he's like, "Hey, you want to give that donkey some beer, get it all messed up or whatever," and he's like, maybe later. And I just commented like there was no like it wasn't a video but I just knew the scene, what he was about to say, and I just commented, I'll go put some beer in a bucket, and like 3 people right away liked it, so it's like people get like, he's like, Billy, I just thought of the funniest thing. Where's Billy? He's in school, man. Oh yeah. And they're just chilling at his house, like no big deal, dude.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So
that's a good tribute, man. I appreciate that. So what we got to do every Tuesday, we got to cross one football team off. We got to guarantee that this team will not make the playoffs. So let's communicate here.
The Bucs.
Candidates I have, the Bucs are making the fucking playoffs. You shut your trap. I got the Jets, I got the Lions, I got the Jags, and I got the Texans. Those are my strong candidates for cross-offs.
All right, one of those is mine, I'm sure. Everyone.
Is there any candidate I'm missing other than Jets, Lions, Jags, Texans?
And the one I actually had down was Atlanta.
I think it's a little bit too soon on Atlanta, but I see where you're going. They looked so damn bad that
I think they could be the worst team in the division.
Yeah.
In their division.
Yeah, they probably. I agree with
that.
They
do gotta
good.
I mean, they have no upside. Only thing that can happen is injuries, and they get worse.
Yeah,
fair point.
But I think we can wait at Atlanta. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you say
who do you feel most confident in than voting off week 1?
That not making
right.
My pick. Well, Matt, who was you want me to go?
Because we got to come to one, right? Or are we all picking our?
I think it's the Lions for me, man.
That would have been mine. That was mine, number 1. Yeah.
I think the Lions are my cross off because they made that late comeback, but they got nothing, man.
That's just Shanahan too, man.
They got nothing. They got a shit defense. Like Jared Goff without weapons isn't. He's not going to carry a team to the playoffs. We've seen enough Jared Goff to know
he
that.
He targeted the running backs 20 times in week 1.
Fantasy-wise now.
20 times. Like,
on a
talk about not looking downfield. Jesus.
You're a good fantasy day. No, you're good. I'm just saying, fantasy-wise, Goff was like, shit, if they're going to get blown out.
But it was garbage time that turned into non-garbage time because of an onside kick and other wild stuff going on.
Yeah, but
I've seen enough Jared Goff to know that he's with that team. He's not getting it done. I'm
not saying he's getting it done.
Jimmy, you said that's the team you had. Brad, can we make our first cross-off team the Lions?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. I kind of wanted Dan Campbell to have some success, but it's fucking Detroit.
Well,
nothing good happens up there.
They can get like 2 or 3 wins here and there that are a big upset.
Right,
they're not making the fucking playoffs, dude. So
we'll
start easy, and then we'll have our list next week. Yeah. I like the addition of Atlanta to the list because they lose another one. Matt Ryan doesn't look as good either. It's not just the team around him,
dude. Didn't do anything.
Yeah,
I didn't watch much of that one because it was
boring.
When it came on Red Zone, the Eagles had the ball.
I didn't. Yeah, they did too. I'm like,
right.
Every time that game came on Red Zone, the Eagles had the ball. That's what it seemed like.
Ryan's playing from behind most of that game, and he still can only get 164 passing yards.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's a really good point.
wrong.
164 is a low number for you losing by 30 points. You know,
Yeah,
35.
you figured you'd get some yards climbing back into it.
Goff had to have had,
Yeah.
I mean, probably 300, dude.
Yeah, Goff
at least
ended up with like
that.
340 and a couple or maybe 3 touchdowns. Yeah,
I love garbage.
Goff had a good stat line, but I mean, still, you know,
I'm not.
He also
not
threw a
trying
pick
to-
6 early on to get him
That's what I
down by
mean,
the
dude.
fucking
I'm
30
not
points.
trying to lie about golf. I'm saying
comfortable
fantasy
with it.
wise, you play for garbage time in a way,
Yep.
and so
Yeah.
like you draft for garbage time. So.
You go out and pick up Goff. You go.
Oh
for it.
no, I'm
Let
good.
me know how it works out.
I got 3.5 from
bye week fill-in.
Rodgers on Sunday. I got 3.5 points, so I'll be good.
Yeah, that's crazy that Aaron Rodgers got you 3.5 points,
dude,
but you still whooped ass.
Yeah, everyone on my team had double digits.
Yeah,
but by defense and Aaron Rodgers had the lowest point total of my whole team.
Yeah, that is wild. We are running out of time here, y'all. We're gonna get back with it Thursday. We're gonna place bets for week 2.
Live.
Also, we're going to go live right before the Thursday night game. So we'll be talking through how bad the Washington football team is, as well as the New York Giants.
Dude.
Battlehawks quarterback is
going
to lead the Redskins.
It is a classic Thursday night matchup.
That's
I kind of like it.
Yeah,
I kind of like it.
Layup right away, dude. Hey, at least you're getting it out of the system early. So maybe later in the year, the division matchups will be a little bit better. But on a side note, shout out to Pops because he's going to be on the night, maybe.
Jags Texans could be a Thursday night game. I could see them throwing that
definitely
at us later.
That'll be maybe 3 of them, dude. That I tell you what, man. Then we got the Jags on the
and they send them to London too. Oof.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Have a good one. I'll see y'all Thursday for week 2. Cheers.
R.I.P. Norm.
Cheers, boys.
Good night, y'all.
Boys.
All right.